Shalom. I want to first start off giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. I would like to give double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and blessings to the brothers around the world that's pushing this truth and faith and sincerity, who are the hopeful elect. I just want to go into a couple of scriptures real quick. This has been on my spirit for a couple of days now, about giving double honors or double honor to the apostles, which are elders, and the elders, So the reason for me doing this or going into these couple of scriptures is because through the Spirit, I believe that a lot of men in Great Millstone just say double honors. Well, I'm not gonna say a lot of men, but there's some guys out there in Great Millstone that say double honor to the apostles and the elders and don't really mean it. They have an issue with the men inside, secretly. Or some people don't, or maybe some of the younger brothers don't understand, that double honor to the why we give double honors to the apostles and the elders. And if you don't understand, then, something might be wrong with you, even though you're a young brother and it's true. I understood clearly when I first came into the truth why we gave double honors or honor to the elders. Let me read the scriptures and I'm gonna finish, pretty much just venting and speaking on these scriptures. This is 1 Timothy 5:17. It says, "Let the elders that rule well be counted worthy of double honor, especially they who labor in the word and doctrine. For the scripture said, Thou shalt not muzzle the ox that treadeth out the corn, and the laborer is worthy of his reward." So how is an ox rewarded for putting in that heavy work? And I'm not gonna go all into the science of how the land gets broken up and tilled by way of the farmer, so to speak, using an ox. But the reward is to feed him, to give him, the food that he needs so that he can continue to do the work. Same thing with the apostles and the elders. That's why we pay tithes. That's why we pay or give alms and offerings, is because they're putting in a heavy work. They're laboring. That's why we know how to break these scriptures down. That's how we know how to set up in order on the block when we go out and teach. That's why brothers put up lessons and sit downs, because the apostles have labored and showed an example, So like I was saying before I started reading those scriptures, I believe you have I can't prove it, and I'm not calling out anybody in particular, but I do believe that there's a lot of, I'm going to say some men out there in Great Millstone that don't really mean double honor when they say it. When they say double honor to the elders or to the apostles and the elders, they don't really mean it. Maybe they have a problem with the men. They may have a problem with the doctrine, meaning the breakdowns that they give. They don't see it that way. Something, whatever it may be, they have an issue with the men, to where when they don't mean what they say. They just say it, go through the motion, like, oh, okay, double honors to the apostles and the elders, And you may have, young men that are just coming in, or maybe on the other side listening and don't understand why the double honor is given to them men. And it's easy to see. If you're of the elect, you can see it. If you potentially are of the elect, you can see that then you should reverence them men by way of giving them money. It can come in the form of tithes, it can come in the form of offerings, it can come in the form of alms. You know, that's one aspect of it. I'm not saying that the only way you honor the apostles and elders is by, sending them money, but that is a big part of it, believe it or not. And if you don't believe it, so fucking what? The scripture just said it, that the laborer is worthy of his hire. A brother said, I'm not going to say the brother's name, but a brother said a long time ago, well, some years ago, I heard a brother say, and I agree with him, that the apostles should not have to work, man. But, we're in captivity, and, due to the situation of our captivity, we understand that, that's not how it's going to be. And the men do work. But I agree, the men, they shouldn't have to work, you know. They shouldn't have to work because they're doing the main work. And technically, if you doing this work, none of us should have to work. If you putting in heavy work, but we gotta go to work, Here in Babylon the Great, an abominable kingdom, where the so-called white man believes in oppressing you on an economical level, you know. So you show honor, double honor to the apostles, not just by words coming out of your mouth, but you show it by meaning it and in your spirit, really meaning it, really knowing and understanding that they deserve it. They have counted themselves worthy, you know. All the breakdowns that I know and how I know how to navigate through the scriptures is because of the men, you know. And of course, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, they put the spirit on them, man, to do so. You also show reverence to them by following double honor. I'm going to say double honor to the apostles and the elders by following the example that they set. They set the example of putting in this, being diligent, putting in this work. Then you ought to be diligent putting in work. You know? You show honor by your actions, man. You know? I'm not gonna grace a scripture in the Apocrypha that say you should about it talks about pleasing great men. By doing these great works, ultimately and first and foremost, you want to do the work so that you can be delivered. The scriptures say, be diligent to make your calling and election sure, you know. So first and foremost, for that reason, to please Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, and also to show them to please the apostles and the elders. There's nothing wrong with pleasing great men, men that are of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Just like, for an example, when you raised up or grew up under your parents, if you had both your parents or whatever, most of us just had your mom around, you would do certain things at particular times to make them happy. Whether it was clean up the house, wash the car, cook them some food, because you knew that they loved you, they took care of you, Maybe this, you may have thought that, because the so-called black woman is vicious, But in your mind as a kid coming up, Jake loved their mother. And the reason I'm saying mother is because most of us grew up with predominantly just your mom around. But, whatever the case may be, you did certain things to show them that, you honored them. When maybe you didn't understand it that way, but you wanted to make them happy at certain times. I can actually think of personal accounts where I wanted to do certain things to make my mother happy. You know what I'm saying? Because I honored and respected her. Because I was like she take care of me. She loved me. If I do this, I know this is gonna make her happy. Same thing for the apostles, man. They are spiritual parents, and you should want to please them men. Not about men pleasing. It's a difference between men pleasing in a wicked manner and pleasing uh, great men that are worthy to be pleased. You got to rightly. That's where rightly dividing the word of truth comes in at. You know, if you're not sincere about saying double honor to the apostles and the elders, then get the hell out of here, man. You know, because what that means is you have a problem with the doctrine. And we seen it, you know, out here in GMS Houston. We seen guys that had issues with the apostles and they fell out the truth, man. Or they fell out the truth. They on a different doctrine because they had something inside of them to where they disagree with what the apostles taught, you know. Maybe something they said, these men are too rough, they too hard. I don't like the apostles, man, and then eventually they fell out. Some of them doing their own thing, some of them just fell off the map, you know. Then you may have young brothers just sitting there with a daze in their eyes, like I'm just saying it, but don't even really understand why they saying double honor, you know, or why we say give double honor. We give it because of the great work that them men have done and are continuing to do. You know, show double honor in deeds, in actions, and not just in word, man. Mean it or don't say it. Be in the spirit that you want to take care of them men. They deserve to be taken care of. You know, you run into extra money, you should send them men some money. That's just my personal take on it. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with doing that. And the example that they set, the words of wisdom that they give, you should take that near and dear and follow it, man. Show double honor in deed and not in lip service. With that, you know, I want to say, I want to say, all praise and glory to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of the great millstone. Peace and blessings to all the brothers around the world that's pushing this truth and faith and sincerity, who are of the hopeful elect. A shalom.